everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. Today's topic is Angel Nuriel, that's stoking the fires of spiritual passion. And if you're excited like me, please leave a like, subscribe, and share this video with family and friends. Let's get started. Nuriel is also one of the angels governing the lunar month of Capricorn called Tevet. It translates to fire of God. Nuriel supports us in awakening our drive for spiritual work and strengthening our desire to reveal our unique light in the world. Each of us can fall into a slump from time to time when we lack the drive to achieve our goals. Though many of us attempt to troubleshoot this problem backwards. In truth, motivation is the result of action, not the cause of it. In order for us to use Nuriel's strength, we first need to understand how to keep our desire and motivation alive as we work toward our higher purpose. Motivation is what gets us out of bed in the morning. It's behind everything you do or don't do during the day. If we have it, we feel energized and purposeful. If we don't, we can feel adrift, bored, or restless, and can factor in many other complications like depression, procrastination. It is important to understand that we will not accomplish anything important without motivation. The difference between a person who accomplishes greatly and a person who just accomplishing is how great their motivation is. Motivation is connected and linked to our desires, and depending where our desires are rooted will ensure whether we have continuous motivation. The root of positive motivation is very much rooted in desire. And it's important to know that desire is a finite quality. Our soul is actually simply a store of storage of desire, and throughout our life we expand desire. Sometimes for selfish things, sometimes for sharing things. Almost everything that we do is predicted on a use of desire. And that's why, by the way, often when a person gets older, in their 70s, 80s, 90s, you will find very often people at later stages in life have less desire than they had in the beginning. That's not the way it's supposed to be. We assume that that's just nature. But in fact, it's the more that you use something like desire for a good purpose, the more it stays alive. And therefore, you have more days, more life, more desire. So your desire should never wane. It could be and should be as strong as any other part of your life. So the first lesson about motivation is that it is predicated on desire. A person can say, well, I need or I want to accomplish these things. I look at my life as a purposeful path to fulfill important tasks. Everyone obviously should do that internal work of finding what it is for them. But the question isn't simply what do you choose to be motivated for, but rather what else are you doing with your desire? So if a person wastes their desire on either call it negative things or terrible selfish things, well then his or her desire will not be there, certainly not strong enough to propel their motivation for greater and greater things. So if you understand that if a person does not protect their desire, and that means not to use it in ways that are selfish, not to use it in ways that are certainly hurtful towards others. If a person does that, then they'll find that they lack motivation in the important areas of their lives, or more importantly, lack the great level of motivation necessary to accomplish great things, important things, big things. So the protection of our desire is something that is very important. If it's just selfish, then by the age of 50, 60, 70, slowly it becomes weaker and weaker and weaker. But even at a younger age, we see it a lot in relations. People say, I will fool around in my 20s, but when I'm 30, I'll get serious and find my soulmate, whatever that means. In college, it's party time, while they think I'll get serious after college. As it relates to soulmate, for example, if a person wastes his or her desires in selfish ways, then it makes it much more difficult for them to have motivation, desire to actually find their soulmate and to be able to be with them. And if a person is using it for a desire to share and not just for themselves, but it's for generations that will come after them. They're thinking in terms that are transformative, that are growth oriented. Then they have more strength and desire to do more and more throughout their life. So this is an all-encompassing understanding that our protection of our desire is what allows motivation for the important things. What also creates a greater level of motivation is if a person understands really the powers that they have. And if there's one thing that I can say for certain, for every single one of us, none of us truly knows, appreciates, truly understands how powerful we are. And it's not that you have to reinvent something. Often I console people that say, I want to find my purpose. I want to find what am I meant to do. And I say, the mistake most people make is that they think that they're going to get some kind of divine inspiration and they are going to have this clarity of what they're supposed to do, and then they are going to do great things. Absolutely not. You need to start doing. You need to believe in the power that you are capable of doing great things, that you are powerful. You come from something that is completely endless and limitless, and from that space, when you start doing and doing and doing, then you will find your purpose. And there are studies that prove that motivation is a result of action, not the cause of it. This is just the proof in the pudding. And that's a very important tool or key to know that if there is something important to be done, don't wait for the motivation. Start doing. You will find that you will get motivation from it. The reality of our existence, the reality of this world, is that for everything that is revealed, for everything that you see, there is countless more that is concealed. So, for example, the physical earth upon which we walk. Most of us, probably for thousands of years, people didn't believe that there was anything below the earth that was worthwhile. They knew grass grew, trees grew, and it's a place for us to walk, to tread. But in reality, we later found diamonds and gold and fuel and gases and all kind of very, very important and powerful tools that can use for development inside the earth. So if you think about it, just logically, what's more powerful, the revealed shell of the earth or the great treasures found inside? Of course, it's the great treasures found inside. The point is that the sages teach that it gives us an understanding about ourselves. Another beautiful story, interesting story in the ancient writings about King Solomon, who needed the help of the king of all the spirits, Ashmedai, and he's sending his strongest man to go. His name was Benaiah, to go and capture the king of the spirits. And he brings him to King Solomon, and on the way, they come upon a few very interesting things. Two of them I'll share. So they walk by a shoemaker store and they hear a man, one of the customers, is telling the shoemaker, make sure these shoes are made so well that they last me at least 7 years. And Ashmedai, the king of spirits, starts laughing. And then they walk by a magician, a sorcerer, who believes he had powers that he could see. And he had a big sign, I can see into the future, I can see anything, ask me any question. And Ashmedai, the king of spirits, starts laughing. Sometimes go by, and Benaiah, who was walking with him, says, I want to ask you about some of the things that happen on our path here. When we walked by the shoemaker, why did you laugh? He says, that man was asking for a shoe that will last him 7 years. He's not even going to live for another 7 days. And then he asked, when we walked by the sorcerer, who was announcing how he could see into the future, and you laughed. Why? He says, that idiot, his house was resting upon a great treasure that one of the kings from earlier generations had hidden there, and he can't even see what's underneath his feet. And he's telling everybody that he can see into the distance. And that's the point. We all are sitting on great treasures. And if we understand by the fact that this world is a world that the revealed is not even close to the level of power, treasure that it is in the concealed. So each one of us needs to look inside and know with clarity and with certainty, I am holding within me great treasures. If I told you with complete certainty that underneath your house there is a great treasure, you would start digging. If you would dig for a foot, 10 feet, and you didn't find anything, you would keep digging. You would dig like crazy because you know there is great treasure. This is one of the greatest tools, and with this understanding, Angel Nuriel can definitely help us with it. Each one of us has great treasures inside, and you have to remind yourself that daily, and therefore you have to dig like crazy. Dig like crazy means you are motivated now to do and to do and to do and to fail and to do and to fail and to do, because you know the great treasures that reside within you. Therefore, the point is that one of the biggest obstacles that we have to have great motivation, to accomplish great things, is the fact that we do not estimate our abilities strongly enough. Part of that is because for some, their motivation is based on external, and for others it is internal.
Enjoying this video, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Book now with me one-to-one session in angel coaching and communication coaching. To learn more, email or DM me. Enjoy the video.
There are actually 3 types of motivation. Extrinsic is when we're motivated by external reward or we want to avoid consequences. So as long as that's the case, your motivation is going to come and go. Sometimes it will be strong, sometimes it will be weak, and it's certainly not based on things that are probably important. For example, at work, fear from the boss, or we exercise because we want the outcome of it, but we hate every second of it instead of coming from the strongest place. That is not real motivation. That's why extrinsic is short-term motivation, never is long-lasting. Then there's the intrinsic, which is sustainable. These are things that give us inherent satisfaction and aren't tied to the outcome. So the process is the true process. Never stop digging. For example, if you enjoy writing, people who feel they have something to say through writing, they feel stronger and clearer. That is an internal motivation. In schools, when the rewards for children is external, then it never lasts. They actually found that people have lower test scores and they do poorly. So it's important to check where is your motivation is coming from. The third is family. We are very motivated, even if it's not something we are fully inspired to do, if we feel like it's going to benefit those that we love the most. So in order to accomplish, you have to act if it's important, and then motivation will come. This is a very ancient concept that you do the work when you don't feel like it. Because when we feel lack of motivation, what do we normally do? Watch Netflix, procrastinate, I will do it on another day because I have these other things I'm going to do. So if you had to choose between 2 types of days, when you woke up in the morning and you were inspired and motivated and everything went as you wanted and to go, and it went exactly like that, and you did amazing things, sounds like a pretty good day. You wake up to another day unmotivated, unhappy, things don't go as they can, but there was about 20 minutes where you were able to do something that was productive, that was helpful. Which of those 2 days are more powerful, more purposeful? Definitely the second one, because those 20 minutes will shine so bright for you that it makes you take pause and say, wow, this moment was everything. Whereas when things going your way, you don't even notice. You actually lose appreciation because we take it for granted. And what the Kabbalists teach is that when a person leaves this world, he or she will be shown the successes of their lives or the moments of great light. There will be a collection of those challenging days, unmotivated moments that they chose to steal a minute or 20 to do something that was productive, to do something that was helpful, to do something that helped somebody else. That's what is going to stand out. Those thousands of days that were motivated and everything was going great, those do not shine so much. There is a phrase in the Zohar that says, light isn't truly light unless it comes out of darkness. And the Aramaic words that are very powerful, leit neora ela mikoach chashucha. Light is not really light unless it comes out of darkness. And if you live your life in that way, of course, when the days of inspiration come and you're feeling greatly motivated and you're doing, enjoy those, appreciate those, of course, do. But to also know that there's great power, there's great light, maybe more important than any other time in those days, when there isn't that obvious motivation. When you're not feeling that inspiration yet, you still 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or whatever amount of time, and do an action that actually has benefit. That is what will shine much more powerful than days upon days of inspiration and light. We all have those days. Either you are exhausted or for whatever reason, things are not going exactly as you want them. And you say, look, this is not going to be a day like yesterday when everything was going great and I was motivated and everything was going as I wanted it to go. But actually, if I can steal 5 minutes from this terrible day, or from this challenging day, or from this unmotivated day, and do something important, that is going to be more powerful than anything else that I can do in this day. And the important tool is, and ask Angel Nuriel to come, help, and find the action or the motivation in the unmotivating days, and you will find that the power and drive that brings you is much greater even than you would have accomplished on days that you were fully motivated. And most importantly, a person will never achieve great things unless they are consistently acting when they are unmotivated. And reacquaint yourself with people, places, situations that excite you. Don't just go through your day in a robotic way. The question is not, am I doing? Am I accomplishing? The question is, am I doing the most that I can? If you don't stop and ask yourself this question often enough, it's a problem. You just go about each day as the day before. It's a problem because worse than not doing is doing, but not the right thing, or at least the greatest use of your time, of your talents, of your power. And the question is, am I living a life that is manifesting, that is doing, but more importantly, am I doing the most in whatever field that I'm in? Whatever I feel my true purpose is, am I doing the most? And questioning that all the time, even if you are doing a very important work, you need to be aware that doing can be also a way of not to do the most important thing. Therefore, even if you're motivated, maybe there's a greater motivation. Maybe there is a way for you to make sure you are doing even greater things and questioning that, perfecting our desire. How do you know what you should be or what you should be motivated for? A philosopher named Gabriel Rockhill wrote an article, and the title of it is How to Be Immortal. And he explains that each one of us lives two lives. We live our personal life and we live our public life. So for example, today I will eat, I will drink, I will exercise, I will do a lot of things, good things, fun things. And then there are the things that actually are eternal. If you give wisdom to one person, that's eternal. That's outside of me. What I share, that is outside of me, is really eternal. When a person leaves this physical world, all that he was, that was fun, that they did for themselves, that really dies. That does not exist anymore. What remains is immortal, which are the people we touched or the things that we leave behind that are eternal. And when we think about motivation and we think about where and how to elevate our motivation, and more importantly, how to elevate our desire, we should ask ourselves the question today, this week, this month. What did I do that was eternal? Tomorrow, what am I doing that is eternal? It's fine to do the non-eternal, the dead things that will die. That's fine to do. But the important question around motivation, inspiration, and desire, what am I doing that is eternal? There's a quote that says, we have enough time, but not enough time to waste. There's also a 2,000 years old teaching that says the day is short and the work is great. That's a great motivation to know, yes, I am powerful. Yes, I can have great things to do in this world, but not more than enough time to do it. If I'm pushing and I'm motivated and I'm pushing myself with the greatest strength, and in this process, it's important to ask ourselves, who do I want to be? Not what do I want to do? That's the greatest motivator of all. If you can wake up every day and ask yourself that question, that's going to dictate your actions. And I would like to stop here and invite you all for a short visualization with Angel Nuriel. So please sit very comfortable. Hopefully you're not driving right now. Keep your feet flat on the floor. Uncross your arms and legs. Lift your eyes above eye vision and slowly close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out. Let your body relax. Your head, your neck, your shoulders just relax. Your arms, relax. Your legs all the way down to your feet. And gather yourself into your heart. Envision beautiful blue light coming from within your heart. Deep breath in and out. Inviting now Angel Nuriel. He's standing in front of you. He's very tall, happy, shining bright light. A bit of an orange. You can feel the fire of God emanates from him. Nuriel is here to strengthen your desire, to reveal your unique light in the world. But first, you're going to clarify to yourself, who do I want to be? It's really limitless. Expand your desire to be your most elevated you. I know you cannot put a name to it. Could also be one thing today and another thing tomorrow. And hopefully 5 years from now. Nuriel is showing you now the greatest power that you have within yourself. Look at it, understand what you need from it. Nuriel is now hugging you with so much unconditional love. He's telling you, never underestimate yourself. Never underestimate your power. Keep pushing your estimation of yourself every day. And you will find the motivation to do more and more. And actually reveal that great light that you have within you. All you have to do is call his name and he will always be next to you. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Slowly open your eyes. If you're ready to understand your soul's core of your correction while finding your guardian angel name and your angel's birth chart, team of angels, names and strength, make sure to book my one-to-one coaching with angels. Check out the information in the link below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you find it helpful, please leave a like, subscribe, and share. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.